Welcome, my dear student, to the Sissy Training Institute. I am Headmaster Deveraux, and it is both my duty and my privilege to greet you as you take your first steps within these hallowed halls. This manor has stood for generations as a sanctuary of refinement, a place where discipline meets beauty, and where those who enter are shaped into their truest and most graceful selves. You did not arrive here by accident. You stand at these gates because you were chosen. Within these walls, you will discover the balance of obedience and empowerment, of elegance and strength. Here you will be challenged, corrected, and guided with care until the image you see in the mirror reflects not hesitation, but poise and confidence. I expect much of you, for greatness lies ahead. From this moment, you belong not only to yourself, but to the Institute. When you first approach the Institute, you will see the great wrought iron gates that mark the threshold between the ordinary world and the one you are about to enter. They stand tall, engraved with the crest of the Deveraux name, polished to a shine that reflects not only sunlight, but the weight of history. Beyond them stretches the long drive, lined with lanterns and clipped hedges, leading to the manor itself, a structure of stone, tradition, and timeless grace. When those gates close behind you, understand this. You are no longer merely a visitor. You have crossed into a place where every step, every word, and every gesture carries meaning. These gates are more than iron. They are a promise. A promise that within these walls, your transformation will begin. From this point forward, you belong to something greater than yourself. The proud legacy of the Sissy Training Institute. The Institute exists for one reason alone: to cultivate refinement, obedience, and grace in those who have been called here. It is not a place of chance, nor of idle indulgence. Within these halls, every lesson, every ritual, and every rule is designed to draw forth the softness hidden within you. We shape raw uncertainty into polished elegance, hesitation into poise, and rebellion into obedience. Our mission is not to change who you are, but to uncover who you were always meant to become. Some call it feminization, others call it transformation. I call it truth. For truth lies in the discipline of presentation, the mastery of self, and the courage to embrace your destined role. Here, at the Sissy Training Institute, you will learn to walk with grace, to speak with refinement, and to serve with pride. This is no mere school. It is a sanctuary where the uncertain are molded into the exquisite. Understand this well. Not all who knock at the gates of Deveraux Manor are permitted to enter. Admission to the Institute is not a matter of luck or mere request. It is a privilege granted only to those deemed ready to surrender pride, to embrace obedience, and to dedicate themselves to refinement. You have been chosen because we see within you the spark of potential, a light waiting to be shaped and disciplined into brilliance. Do not take this lightly, for places within these halls are few, and each is precious. You are here because you have been entrusted with the chance to rise above hesitation and doubt, to step into a lineage of grace that stretches back generations. From this moment forward, you are bound to the honor of the Institute, and every action, every word, must reflect the dignity of the privilege you now carry. Now that you stand within these walls, you must know the weight of your conduct. Every student of the Institute is expected to uphold the highest standards of respect, not only toward the faculty and the traditions of this manor, but toward yourself and your fellow initiates. You will speak with courtesy, carry yourself with dignity, and obey without hesitation. Defiance, arrogance, or neglect have no place here, for such things tarnish the harmony we cultivate. Discipline will be constant, but understand this. It is not given to break you, but to refine you. Respect is not a burden, but the foundation upon which grace is built. From the way you rise in the morning, to the tone of your speech, to the smallest detail of how you bow or curtsy, everything reflects the seriousness of your training. You are no longer free to wander as before. You belong to the Institute, and your conduct will honor its name. Your uniform is not merely fabric upon your body, it is the outward reflection of your obedience, your discipline, and your readiness to be molded. Every stitch, every ribbon, and every polished button has meaning. You will wear your attire with pride, for it is the badge of your belonging to this institute. Hair must be immaculate, shoes shine to a mirror's gleam, and each accessory placed with precision. A crease, a blemish, or a missing detail will never escape notice, for presentation is the first language of refinement. When you walk the halls, let your posture, your uniform, and your grooming speak of dignity before a single word leaves your lips. Remember, elegance begins with discipline, and your clothing shall be the canvas upon which your transformation is painted. Treat it with reverence, for in this uniform you are no longer a wanderer. You are a student of the Institute. You will not walk this journey alone. Within these walls, guidance is ever present, for transformation is not the work of one will, but of many hands shaping you with care. At my side stands Miss Celeste, a figure of poise and elegance whose role is to ensure the refinement of your every step. Alongside her are the guides and attendants, students who once trembled as you do now, but who have risen through discipline and obedience to stand as examples. They will correct you, instruct you, and encourage you, for their task is to ensure that no detail of your training is overlooked. Each bow, each adjustment of your uniform, each whispered word of encouragement is part of a greater design. You are here to learn, but also to listen. For those who guide you are the embodiment of the very path you must follow. Accept their words with humility, and your progress will be certain. You will not travel this path alone, for at the Institute guidance surrounds you at every turn. I, as your headmaster, set the order, the expectations, and the standards by which you shall live. Yet it is through the trusted figures beside me that your daily refinement is assured. At my side stands Miss Celeste, a woman of flawless poise, whose keen eye ensures that your polish, presentation, and deportment are never lacking. And then there is Clara, my daughter, whose authority in matters of etiquette is unmatched. She delights in ensuring that each of you not only obeys, but embodies the manners and graces expected of a refined young lady. Where Miss Celeste will perfect your bearing, Clara will brook no carelessness in your bows, your curtsies, your posture, or your speech. Along with the senior guides and attendants, they will correct, discipline, and encourage you. Remember this always. To ignore their words is to defy me. Accept their guidance with humility, for their instruction is the hand that sculpts you into perfection. Your journey within these walls is not without structure. The Institute moves with deliberate progression, guiding you step by step from raw beginnings to polished refinement. At first, you will be clumsy, uncertain, and in need of constant correction. This is the initiate's stage, where you learn obedience in its simplest form, standing correctly, bowing without hesitation, addressing your superiors with grace. Then comes the intermediate stage, where polish is demanded in all things: posture, grooming, deportment, and the art of dress. It is here you will discover the weight of uniform inspections, etiquette drills, and the subtle corrections that sharpen you into elegance. Beyond that lies the advanced stage, where you no longer merely follow rules, but embody them. Your movements, your voice, your very presence will radiate refinement. Finally, the graduate stage, reserved only for the most dedicated, where you will be recognized as a true product of this institute, ready to stand as a shining example of obedience, grace, and femininity. Life within these walls is not left to chance. Order is maintained through ritual, for ritual shapes the mind and binds the spirit to discipline. Each morning begins with bows and curtsies, performed in unison, a reminder that obedience comes before all else. Throughout the day, you will attend lessons, grooming sessions, and etiquette drills, each timed with precision so that no moment is wasted. Before each meal, you will recite the values of the Institute aloud, for words spoken with reverence soon become truths etched upon the heart. In the evenings, reflection is required. Written notes detailing your progress, your failures, and your gratitude for correction. These writings are reviewed, for every detail matters. Even rest is ritualized, with lights dimmed at the same hour and silence observed until dawn. These patterns are not punishments, but freedoms, freeing you from chaos and allowing grace, elegance, and femininity to become your very nature. Ritual will not confine you. It will transform you. Seriously. Within these walls, you will make mistakes. Of that, there can be no doubt. Yet understand this. Correction is not cruelty. It is a form of care. A reminder that your potential is too great to be left untended. When your bow is sloppy, when your uniform lacks polish, when your voice carries hesitation, you will be corrected. Firmly, swiftly, and without apology. For every failing left unchallenged is a weakness carried forward, and weakness has no place within the Institute. Correction is the hand that straightens the spine, the word that sharpens the tongue, the guidance that teaches you to walk with elegance. You may blush, you may falter, you may feel the sting of discipline, but know this always. It is given to raise you higher, not cast you down. Here, structure is love, and order is protection. The Institute does not punish out of malice, but shapes out of duty. For we see not who you are, but who you are meant to become. Though discipline within these walls is strict, you are not alone in your journey. Around you stands a sisterhood, bound not by chance, but by shared purpose. Each of you has been called here for the same reason, to shed hesitation and embrace refinement. Together you will learn. Together you will falter. And together you will rise. Bonds will be forged not in idle chatter, but in shared rituals, in moments of correction, and in the quiet pride of progress. Look not upon your fellow students as rivals, but as companions walking the same path. Support one another, for every bow perfected, every lesson mastered, strengthens not only the individual, but the Institute as a whole. The sisterhood is a mirror, reflecting your struggles and your triumphs, reminding you that transformation is not a solitary pursuit. Within these halls, you are part of something larger, something noble, a community dedicated to the creation of grace. Obedience, discipline, and refinement will never go unnoticed. At the Institute, progress is rewarded, for recognition strengthens resolve. Those who excel in their rituals, maintain immaculate presentation, and embody the values of the manor will be granted privileges befitting their dedication. A word of praise delivered before your peers, the honor of leading a procession, or the trust of representing the Institute in formal ceremony. Each is a mark of distinction earned, never given freely. Even small tokens, a ribbon, a place of honor at table, or the right to wear a pearl, carry weight here, for they signify that your effort has been seen and valued. Rewards are not indulgence but responsibility, reminders that with each privilege comes higher expectation. Know this: to be recognized within these halls is no small matter. It is proof that you are rising above the ordinary, stepping closer to the standard of perfection the Institute demands. This Institute does not stand for a season, nor does it exist for fleeting whims. It is built upon legacy, a lineage of refinement and obedience carried across generations. Those who pass through these halls become more than students. They become part of a tradition that stretches back further than memory recalls. Every bow you perfect, every lesson you master, every act of service you render is not only for yourself, but for the honor of all who came before you. The walls of Deveraux Manor have witnessed countless transformations, each student leaving behind a mark of grace that adds to the grandeur of this place. You are now bound to that history. When you stand tall in your uniform, when you curtsy with elegance, you do not stand alone. You stand with every soul who has walked this path before you. Remember this always. You are not merely training for your own refinement, but to uphold the noble legacy of the Institute itself. At last, we come to the moment where words must give way to commitment. To cross the threshold of Deveraux Manor is not merely to enter a school, but to bind yourself to an oath. You pledge obedience where once you resisted. You pledge refinement where once you faltered. You pledge service, humility, and grace, not as burdens, but as honors that set you apart. From this day forward, your steps are no longer yours alone, but part of the rhythm of the Institute. When you bow not only to me, but to tradition, to discipline, and to the greater sisterhood of which you are now a part. This oath will shape you, protect you, and elevate you if you embrace it with all your heart. Welcome, student, to the Sissy Training Institute. Your transformation begins now, and there is no turning back.